Now with a former governor of New Jersey who then spent time in Washington as administrator of the EPA under President George W. Bush. Christine Todd Whitman is also the author of It's My Party 2, The Battle for the Heart of the GOP and the Future of America. She's now president of the Whitman Strategy Group, a consulting firm focusing on energy and environmental policy. And I know last time we talked a lot about energy policy. First of all, how do you think this is going to play out?
Well, if the turnout is as low as it appears to be, that's with the momentum's with the angry people, which is not a good sign for incumbents, period.
Although it feels like everybody's angry.
Everybody's angry, but they're angry at incumbents, so that's not good for incumbents, period. Republican, Democrat. Republicans will probably do better because they have fewer incumbents. They have less incumbent seats up for grabs, so it does mean I think they'll do pretty well tonight. It's
not necessarily then a vote for the Republicans. I think Douglas Holtz-Eakin we spoke to earlier, and he basically kind of made that point that it's not necessarily endorsement of the Republicans. It's just
suddenly
frustration.
They're just angry and they don't have other choices. It's Republican or Democrat for the most part. There's some states, as in Alaska, where you have independent, as in Florida, where it doesn't look like that's going to be an independent seat there, but there is that potential, but very few of those. They're really Republican or Democrat, and people are mad at the way the country's been going.
What do you think about the significance of the Tea Party in this election? I mean, when the sort of ball first started rolling, a lot of the traditional media sort of made fun of coverage of that by cable television stations, and now it turns out they seem to have had a real impact. You even have, I think Robert Reich wrote a Wall Street Journal op-ed the other day saying they've taken over the GOP, which clearly that's him coming from the left, right? But what do you think about the control they have exerted over this election?
Well, they don't have control of themselves. They're a movement more than a party, at the moment anyway. They haven't coalesced around a leader or a set of principles other than spending's out of control in Washington, and they're not listening to the people, that we have a debt that's too big, taxes are out of sight, too much spending. They're worried about the future. It does seem, at least that's the way they started. They're more of the social conservatives sort of migrated there, but the real emphasis was on the fiscal policy. Once they get into Washington, if they do in significant numbers, and I would imagine what will happen in the House, they're not going to want to, they'll caucus with the Republicans, but they're going to want their own little caucus within that caucus. And that's where you may see a leader or a kind of a nexus come together.
What does that mean for the GOP then, potentially? If we see significant wins,
it's going to be a challenge for them. I mean, I'm not sure that who will be the leader. They haven't said that they're on board with anybody at this particular point in time. John Boehner will probably make it, I guess, as leader, but it doesn't mean he won't be able to have party discipline, which to my mind means it may be that the blue dog Democrats and the centrist Republicans have a little more influence than they've had in the past.
What, more of a grand coalition, you think, or? I mean, the Republican Party would be split, right?
The Republican Party will be split to a degree. I mean, they'll try to incorporate. And don't forget, there are a lot of these Tea Party people who are coming in. Many of them have held elective office before. They do want to get some local. They do want to get some things done, and they've got to, in order to do that, you've got to be for something. So far, they've been running on what they're against, which is very clear. As we mentioned before, the out-of-control spending, taxes, government getting much too big. Now they've got to be for something, and that's going to put a strain.
What can the Republican Party actually do if they take the House and they don't take the Senate? What can they actually do as far as, they've been running on this platform of repeal, but it's going to be tough, right?
Well, what they can do, where they really affect things, is in spending on appropriations, and that's where they can really have their impact. They can just stop the funding for a lot of programs that they don't believe in, which they don't believe in, that they don't want to see move forward, and that will be a tool. But you don't want to just use that tool. You also want to be for something, and that's where they're going to have to really have the challenge. They're going to have to make their decisions.
For fiscal austerity, right?
Well, yes, but that doesn't mean saying no to absolutely everything.
Well, are we past something? Are we past the point, Christina, in this political process that we can't have a grand coalition, that we can't get the sides to once again work together on a similar end at this point, or are we beyond that?
The traditional Republicans and Democrats. The Democrats have moved way off to the left. Republicans have moved off to the right, but there's still a nexus in the center there. I mean, first of all, the American people, that's where they are. The vast majority of American people are in the center. And you have blue dog Democrats. You have moderate Republicans, not many left, but we do have some. And there is a scenario in this election cycle which could actually give them more of an influence if things are going to move forward at all. Because the one lesson that Republicans should take from this election is this electorate now knows how to use the ballot.
Right.
They can turn on you in a nanosecond if you don't deliver for them.
5 seconds. Do you think? I'm sorry,
No,
Matt.
please.
But do you think we're going to have gridlock I mean, everybody's been, the markets to some extent have been hopeful for gridlock. Is that likely? I got 10 seconds here.
I suspect we will see gridlock, yes.
You do?
A lot of gridlock.
All right.
That was good in 10 seconds.
Sorry
that was
about
10
that.
seconds. No, please.
We can talk much longer. Christine, thank you. We really appreciate you coming in again.